So without further ado, let's switch on over. So I will definitely be popping in and out so that this is too big. There we go. So I'll definitely be popping in and out between the what I have here in front of me, and then to make sure I'm getting your questions. So 3 tips for using stories like a pro. That is what we'll be doing today. Once again, my name is Shana Brown. I'm the founder and CEO of Magnolia Heart Creative, and my passion is bim, bam, boom, helping small businesses and nonprofits like yourself truly generate leads, get that awareness, build this engaged audience around your brand, but most importantly, have a successful business. You have dreams and aspirations. A lot of people are seeing their dreams right in front of them right now because of Corona, because they're like, oh man, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose track of what I have. I don't want to get so far away from where I want to go. So they're trying to hold on tight. So no need to stress. We're going to be implementing these great, fantastic, simple, everyone can do things so that you can feel empowered that there is something you can do. And there is. Continue to engage with your audience, continue to reach out to your audience, continue to cultivate your audience, continue to tell your audience what you do, continue to ask your audience and let them know that you are available to serve them. Because you being in business is not a bad thing, it's not an evil thing, it's not a horrible thing. Both of us working together and having strong partnerships and collaborations is how it's meant to be. So that is me. I am Baltimore Ravens fan. No Titans up in here. And I also am a speaker. So I love to teach. I love to speak. I taught math. That's how I started out. But I realized I wanted to be able to cultivate education for you, which is what I'm doing here, right? I'm not just sending you a PDF file with some screenshots of how you can leverage Canva to just up your story game, which will up your engagement game, which will up your leads game for your business. It is so much more than that. Finally, the last thing I want to say is that Magnolia Heart Creative has this amazing program called Magnolia Heart Pro. It's like the pro part, right, of the creative agency company that I run. And the whole purpose is to give you the leads consistently that you want every single month. So you have more master classes like this. You have the community to engage with and be like, hey guys, you own a business too and you don't know what you're doing either? Oh, let's hang out. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. I learn from you guys all the time. I do not know everything. I just know some things about marketing, right? And not only that, you're going to get everything. Your toolkit is going to give you every single thing that you need to make your stamp on the internet world, your stamp on the marketing world, your stamp on the industry that you're in. Basically, you're just going to show up and you're going to rock social media. But more importantly, you're going to get results because I am results driven, right? I have my lists each week. I'm task oriented. I have to see the big picture, know how to implement it. If I'm not getting results, I evaluate it. That's how I operate. So I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to have access to Shana every single month for a small little fee. So those are the services that I provide: social media, blogging, email marketing, consulting, teaching, and this amazing membership program. Those are my services, and I stand confidently behind them because that is how I am able to serve you. That is how I'm able to confidently say you and I together in this community of business ownership are doing our best thing. I love you guys. You guys are fantastic, and let's get started. So that's the end of this presentation. No more PowerPoint. We're going straight to Canva. Like I said, this is going to be super duper hands-on. That is how I want it to be. Hands-on. I have no audio. Okay, so yes, I did mute everyone so that we're using the chat box because I don't want it to have any other sounds coming in from the participants. I just want to make sure that nothing's interrupted when it comes to the quality of this particular presentation. And so if you have any questions, go ahead and put it into the chat box, right? So, and I have it right here so I can keep up with you guys. All right, so Canva. Canva is a jam. Canva was basically created for, no, wrong button. Canva was basically created for people who need to be able to design, curate content that is visually appealing, that is practical, that is formatted properly. Let me tell you how key that is, right? Please, if you have questions about formatting, please drop them in the chat box because formatting is key. You don't just want to put up content, right? You want to be able to say that if someone is scrolling through their content, that they will not have any issues. They won't have any issues seeing all of the text, right? How many times am I in Instagram and I come across a post where the quote is half cut off on the left side and then half cut off on the right side? I'm like, am I supposed to infer what this quote is? Am I supposed to infer what this meme is supposed to say? Am I supposed to infer what the punchline is? Not my thing. No. That is not the objective. We do not want people to be confused about what you're posting. We want them to be intrigued. We want them to pause because people are just scrolling. We want them to stop. That's the whole point. Make your followers stop. Make your audience stop. Because not everyone's a follower who's going to see your content. If they're just browsing in the platform, LinkedIn you can browse, Twitter you can browse. I love browsing on Twitter. Facebook you can browse. Every platform has the ability just to browse at content that could be interesting to you. So not everyone's a follower. So you want to make them pause, engage, and be like, I want more. So obviously Canva gives you all of this fantastic stuff, right? So they give you templates when it comes to the size of the post that you need, and then you can just go about your business. Wonderful, right? So we're just going to jump right to scrolling. We're going to open up a reuse, right? All right. If you ever feel that you need to constantly recreate the same thing, no fam, right? We are talking about reusing content so that one, it makes sure that everything is formatted properly, and then two, it's just so easy. I can just update, tweak things. Doesn't have to be super duper stressful. All right, so let me know in the chat box what type of story do we want to create? Do we want to create a story for a particular special day? Let's just say it's National Pancakes Day like it was last month. Shout out if you went to IHOP, because I sure was there with one of the youth from my church. I took her to IHOP. We had a fantastic time. Ooh, let me tell you about them free pancakes. Okay, so to put into the chat box, what do you think we should create right now for a story, right? So give me some ideas. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and answer this one question that I see here. What if the audience is not engaging? I have a community for my small business and I have asked them questions, but they are not responding. Great question, Shanice. So if I butchered your name, I apologize. So Shanice, two parts to engaging. Part one is responding. So if people are commenting on your posts, they are responding to your stories, which winds up becoming a DM. What do you want to do? You want to reply and have a lovely conversation with that person, okay? On the flip side is reach out. And this is where brands fall short. They do not reach out. Oh my gosh, I don't understand. It just blows my mind. I'm going to pause this for just a second, right? Just so you can see my face. It blows my mind when people do not reach out. Boom! I just don't understand why. Because no, do you walk into every single store that you find a potentially appealing store? If you hear someone tells you something great about Ulta, someone tells you something great about Dick's, someone says, oh, for example, Dave & Buster's is coming here to Chattanooga. I know, super duper late, but still, it's a thing. So Dave & Buster's is coming right by my house. Dave & Buster's is coming here to Chattanooga. I was telling my friend, she's just like, what is Dave & Buster's? I was like, what are you asking me right now? Dave & Buster's is the business. My phone, my computer is like dying. No. So I was like, Dave and Buster's is the business. How do you not know about it? So I excitedly shared with her what it's all about. Okay. In the end, it's gonna be up to her whether or not she wants to walk into Dave and Buster's, buy some stuff, play some games, and eat some good food. That's her choice. So you will encounter, just like your audience, a lot of brands. But it is key for you to be able to reach out to brands as a human being social on social media, instead of waiting for everyone to come to you, instead of waiting for word of mouth to go around about your brand, instead of waiting for referrals, instead of waiting for them to find you on the hashtag, instead of waiting for them to find you and engage with you. Reach out to your ideal audience and engage with them, right? Using hashtags, using the suggested people that Instagram gives you, utilizing people that are following you, but maybe you're not following them. There are so many ways for you to find those people, and then you engage in their content. So you like their posts, you comment on their posts, you DM them, you like their stories. That's the way that you're able to boost your engagement, because conversations are not monologues. If you are only responding, Instagram's going to see you as a monologuer. But if you are going back and forth, reaching out and responding, Instagram is going to see you as a conversationalist. And that's when Instagram is going to show your content to more people, right? Conversations. That's why when you save things on Facebook, right? Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, same thing, Twitter, all these things. If you save content, share content, they're going to resonate that this is very valuable content. So we're going to show it to more people because they are conversing, they're creating conversations around their content. They're being social around their content. So posting to Instagram and walking away, that's not being social. That's just like throwing things out there and walking away. You had to be social in order for Instagram, the algorithm, right? I'm trying to avoid that word because I don't want to get people like, right? In order to avoid decreased exposure, you want to be social. So if your audience or your community is not engaging, put a pause on that and just start engaging. Tell your mind, I'm going to focus for 1 week on just reaching out. I guarantee that you will see a difference by the end of that week. I'm talking about consistently. You're going to say, I'm 5 to 7 days, I am showing up. I did a Jumpstart Your Engagement. I always have to think, what was it called? I did a Jumpstart Your Engagement challenge in January. Tons of people signed up, and we walked through those 5 days. They got each email each morning, and they were just like, whoa, I can't believe it. People are actually commenting on my posts now. I'm like, exactly, because my objective was not how can you make your captions even more amazing, because I just gave them the caption that they need to use. My objective was, here is how you reach out, and here is how you build conversations so that people want to talk to you and they want to get out of that just receiving mode and start talking, commenting, liking, responding, all of that good stuff. So I hope that answers your questions. Any more questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat box. Let's head right back over to Canva. So I'm just gonna delete that. So we're gonna do a nice simple one. So we're gonna say that starting from scratch, let's just say we're going to be doing one for your services. So telling people about what you do is key. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to follow you and they're going to have no idea what you do, period. So we want to tell people what it is that we do. So there's 2 ways that we can go about this. We can utilize the fantastic templates that we have here on the left-hand side, or we can create templates of our own. I'm going to go first, and we are going to create based off of the templates that are already here within Instagram. 2 things you want to make sure that you keep in mind, right? One is space. You want to have space to add things into your story once you get it on Instagram. So you want to have space to add stickers like the quiz one or the poll one or the emoji slider. The emoji slider doesn't take up a lot of space because it's horizontal and it's thin. But the quiz one is larger, the question one is a bit larger, the countdown is a bit larger. So you want to save space for that. So that's one, okay? So two is that you can customize it, which is what we're about to do, is that we can customize actually what we got going on here. So we can customize it to your branding. So let's just say we're going to talk about our services. So we'll start off with this one. This one is really, really cute, little toes, specs, and all those other stuff like that, right? None of that is relevant. So we're going to ungroup, and then we're just going to just kind of fiddle around with things. So two things that I always try to make sure that I do within any story is one, make sure that my text, my copy, is the right font and the right colors. So we're talking about branding. So first of all, we're going to 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 7. So I know my hex codes by heart. And then where's the other one? Okay, so that's first things first. I'm gonna go ahead and then just delete some of the redundant things. So my services. So that's the first thing. I'm going to adjust the size just a little bit so that it makes a little more sense. So this particular template specifically is very simple. As we can see here with the original one we have, there is an image and then there's copy with a nice little background. So we want to stick to that. We want to keep it simple, and then we want to keep the background simple, which is what we have here, these little dots, and then make sure we have our actual information. So my service is Sanchez. That's nice. That's not my actual font for my brand. So let's see, Montserrat is my font for Magnolia Heart Creative. So let's see, this is the standard one. It's a bit light, a little heavier. I like it, it's fine. And then easy recipes. Okay, so let's go ahead and list it out. One, we have social media, blogging, email. What else? We have website, design. We have the done for you social media kit. And what else do I do? Oh, I do teaching and I do consulting. Those are my services. So here, as you notice, these words, these letters are very spaced out. Social media, blogging, all of them are spaced out. That's the letter spacing here. So the more you slide this to the left, the closer that they get. The more you slide to the right, the further out that they get. So within one text box, I can change some of the things individually, not all of the things. So if I wanted to make consulting a different size than the rest of the text, I can, but I just want to keep everything consistent. So I'm going to shift, well, I'm on a Mac, so it's command. So I think it's Control A. Ooh, man, I forgot my PC. Things were quick. So Command A, Control A to select everything. And then I'm going to adjust it, right? So it's going, going, going. So now it's a little bit more close, it's closer to a normal distance between the letters, okay? And then the line height, so that's kind of like when you have in Microsoft Word where you have spacing where it's double space, single space, 1.5 space, 3-point font space, all that. That's basically what we have going on here. So I'm just going to keep it real standard, real simple. All right, another thing I can do is with the alignment. So it's right now is aligned to the center. I want it to the left. I can use lists. I can use numbers. So I'm just going to do the list one really quick. I can keep it all capitalized. I can make it to the normal. Since this is kind of a small view, another thing that I can do is I can adjust it so that's a bit closer. So I can like, okay, now I can see what I'm doing. If I go to the edge of the box, then that little cross comes up, and that's how I can move the box. Those purple grids will always come up. So the thick purple, the solid purple ones are for the grid that goes with the entire page. So each page is set up for margins, basically. And then if I want to adjust it according to, let's just say it's like this, and I want to adjust it according to what other text I have on there and images, as you see, the dotted line comes up. That's how you can kind of tell the differences in that way. So this grid right here, these barriers, this boundary, this line over here, whatever you want to call it, the margins, are so that when you're utilizing it, it ensures that people are going to see everything that you're writing. Because once again, we're talking about making sure that your content doesn't get cut off. So if I want to go back, hit fit, and kind of see what's going on real quick, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's wonderful. So that is the basics. All right, elements. There are a lot of elements that I can throw into my design to kind of help things out. So for example, coronavirus. Thank you, Canva, for giving us some cute little pictures and stickers that we can use for coronavirus. So if I want to add a picture, that's what these grids are for. So I can just drag and drop in a picture. If I want to add specific shapes, then they have tons and tons and tons of shapes, okay? Look at all these different shapes. Hearts, and we have a finger pointing with an arrow, hearts, pentagram. Whoa, forgot my shapes. A bunch of other cute stuff. If I click out this X right here, that's how I can close it out and go back to the main elements menu. There are stickers, there are animated stickers, there are charts, gradients, lots of different, there are lines as well. So let's just say I want to drop a nice little line in here. It comes to a default gray color. Most of your elements that you drop in will. And then I can change it to a color that matches my branding a bit more. I actually have two main colors for my branding. This is my FFC39, it's kind of like my peachy color. So that, let's see. There's that dotted line, so that I know that it's gonna be centered with my services versus centered with the actual page. All right, so that is another thing that's cute we can add. Clearly, I have nothing to do with bread, so we're just gonna delete bread really quick. And if I wanna search for something specific, I can type it in here. As you can tell, these are some of my recent ones. So there's certain things that I know how to find very easily. So if I click on social media, there will be social media icons or similar communication type icons that will come up. So we have a little Twitter, we have a little Facebook, we have a little icon, all of these different things. And some of them are really, really creative, some of them are not. Okay, so let's just say I want to drop in a little Facebook. Oh, come back. There we go. And now I still have that little Pinterest thingy, my little thingy going on there. Okay, and then, sure. Let's do this one. Okay, if I want to hit down Shift, I'm able to select multiple things at one time. And then I'm just going to slide that up real quick. And then boom. So here is a customized version of that template. So if I want to, and once again, we want to leave space. So if I want to leave this space right here in this blank right below consulting, right below my background, little dots going on. So there's a blank space would be very, very helpful. I'm actually going to draw something for you really, really quick, just so you can see what I'm thinking. Okay, so on Instagram, about we'll say probably about this size. Okay, whatever. Okay, so that is the reply area. So I keep in mind that I don't really want to have a lot going on down there, because in order for that to disappear, you have to hold down the story to pause the story. And then everything will disappear, except for the actual story. So the bar at the top, it tells you who posted the story, the reply button, those things will disappear so that you're able to see everything, and it pauses the video. If you have a sticker and you put the sticker down there, I cannot pause and click on the sticker at the same time. So it's very, very important that we try to avoid putting content down this area unless it's just some text. Okay, so if I leave space right here, I can do a quiz, I can do a question, a poll, emoji slider, all of that fun stuff. Okay, so let's just say I want to do something that's very similar to what you see on Instagram when people kind of break up their content. Okay, so right here is the duplicate button. So that's that copy page. That's what I clicked on. So it copied the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these last two and then delete them. And then now I'm going to leave them on the second page. So when I upload them, people are going to see these first 4 services, and then they're going to see these complete list, this complete list of services next. So all of a sudden you have a very different slide, because it's like you're staggering the information. Because maybe I'm over here and I'm just like, okay, let's do a quick little note. Let's just say for this one, my sticker is going to be, a quiz, all right? And then the question is going to be, how many hours do you spend on social media each day? Okay, that's just curious. All right, I can say 1 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 7, and then 8 plus 4 options, okay? So that can be the little quiz that I add to this particular one that's relevant to those first 4 bits of information. And then I could do something over here, a little bit different. So let's just say I'm going to use the poll sticker, and then I'm just going to do something very, very, very simple. Did you know that I offered all of these services? And then my responses, the 2 poll options could very much be yes. And then the other one can be, I had no idea, exclamation point. Okay, so that is a very, very, very simple one. So I took the templates that are over here that they provide to you, and then I added it in, okay? So let's do one other one that's a little bit different. So here are all these different samples of stuff that I have. Okay. We're going to create a graphic. We're going to create one utilizing my face, okay? So I am the face of my brand. A lot of you guys are going to be the face of your brand as well. And it's important to continue to put your face out in front of your audience so that people don't forget who is Magnolia Heart Creative. Shana is Magnolia Heart Creative, okay? So who are you? And the fact that you do something, okay? So we're gonna go down to back to elements real quick, and we're gonna click on the grid. So there are plenty of options for basically how many pictures do you wanna add into the slide. We're just gonna do one single picture, keeping it simple. Then we're gonna go to uploads. I have uploaded bazillions of images, but we're gonna keep it simple. This one is fun. It's not super relevant today because because it is 8 degrees. But nonetheless, my little picture from a little while ago. And then we are going to, so the purpose, once again, is still to tell people about what I do, all right? So let's try, let's do a border. Find a nice, cute border. No pencils for me. Let's do this one. So it's not too thick, which is just fine. We are going to make it white so that it stands out. And I want to make sure that, whoop, there it is, it's centered. So look at that. Not bad, right, guys? Not bad. Okay. And then I am going to add some text. Okay. So we're going to actually, let's delete that. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're going to scroll right back up to my services. We're going to copy. I just did the shortcut for copy, by the way. Command C or Control C. We're going to go over here. As soon as I'm over this one, it identifies that this is a particular one that I'm going to utilize. And then I'm going to paste my services. Okay. Lovely, lovely. I'm going to throw in, I'm going to exit out of this one so I can go back to the main screen. Also, by the way, it does have at the top recently used, so you can keep track of that. And then I'm going to add a nice little box to go with my services. And then one more copy and paste. Copy. I'm just going to use the shortcuts on my keyboard. That transparency was low. Okay, that particular default. All right, so here we are. I'm going to take off the bullet points real quick. I'm going to, it is 35.6 presently, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, make it 42. Okay, so that is a little tricky to see. So I'm going to put some, I'm going to put a nice little box around it. And actually, I'm going to go over to this side just to be creative. And I'm going to make this box this color white, and I'm going to make my text blue. Okay, I wanted to make this bigger so that I can see it. This is what it's going to look like when it shows up on someone's story. So this is my services, social media, blogging, and the rest of it. And bim, bam, boom, simple as that. Here are the other ones that we created earlier, my services, two-parter. Simple as that. Okay, so any questions right now that you guys have for what I just went through? So do you guys have any questions about some of the features within Canva that I was using? So whether it is the elements, how to, add pictures, if I want to add multiple pictures, change colors, change size, any of those particular things. I kind of just went through because I'm accustomed to doing it, but I do want to make sure that you guys are catching it. So for example, on the left and right, top and bottom of each shape is where you're going to see these little squares come up. And that's how you're able to adjust the size of the box. And once again, As you see those purple dotted lines, let me go ahead and zoom in. I yes, I do go very fast. That's why I wanted to pause and make sure that I slowed down just a wee little bit. Okay, so once again, you see those purple, excuse me, dotted lines coming up. Those are to help you with making sure that everything is sized appropriately and it shows you how things are lining up. So if I wanted to touch without overlapping, that's what those purple dotted, that's what that purple dotted line is telling me right now, that they are lined up perfectly, that they're touching, but they are not overlapping. Same thing right here, because it's right at the top of the box that has all the copy in it. Let me get some water real quick. Okay, so I'm going ahead, once again, this little zoom, if I hit on fit, it takes me back out so I can see big picture wise. And then this arrow in particular is the full screen. If I want to reorganize, right? Gotta love this new feature within Canva. You didn't know this is a really, really new feature. And I'm able to, hey, look at that. Isn't that so cool? So I can organize and I can see big pictures. So if I'm creating a PDF file, for example, this is not for stories, but this is a side note. If I'm creating a PDF, then I can see how everything is looking and flowing from page to page. I want to make sure that everything is there that needs to be there. My copyright at the bottom, my logo, whatever it is, I can see big picture. This is fantastic. Yes, Canva is super cool, Charles. And yes, Andrea, I believe in you. You got this. You will get there. I believe in you. Okay. So exit out of that. So let me see if there are any. Oh, how could I not? Okay, so there are apps that you can download onto your phone to be able to make videos, animated videos for. Whoa, I just completely lost my sentence. Sorry. Animated videos for your stories. As you can tell, like I said, this is formatted. The file size is formatted 1080 by 1920, specifically created for my stories, for any stories. So here's one thing that I want you to keep in mind, right? If you're utilizing something like these are horizontal and stories are vertical, that you're not going to get the entire perspective in the same way and a vertical utilizing something that's horizontal. Okay, it's gonna look a little different, but nonetheless, these are available to you as stock videos. Same thing, there is music that you can add, yes, but there's also music within Instagram already, but either way, these are options. And then the elements, there are animated things. So let's see, I want to add this animated one for a nice little high five. That's like a high five. That's like an A-OK. Where's my brain? Oh, it's gone because it's Friday. Okay, so if I want to add something super cute, I can do that. And these are options. If I'm truly honest with you guys, and I am, I would not probably use these. Just because Instagram has the most hilarious GIF library. I'm not gonna lie. There are some GIFs and there are some things that are so much more appropriate to the story of my life. So to add some humor to things or to better represent. For example, my services. When you talk about your services, it is what it is. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. Even though it's exciting to have that solution, someone's gonna be excited, like, oh my God, I can't believe you do websites. Oh my gosh, what do you mean it's done for me? It's a kit that everything I need for social media is done for me? What does that mean? Tell me everything. Okay, that's exciting. But what is gonna make someone really, really excited is when they laugh. Okay? When they laugh because they're like, ha ha ha, that is hilarious. Okay? that is what makes something really, really exciting. And Instagram has the best GIFs. What else we got? Oh, you can organize things into folders. There's so much within Canva. 1, 2, 3. So we just created 3 templates. And I call them templates because I can easily go back later and then change things. All right, so one day I'm talking about services. The next day I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give out something insightful. So let's just say today is Friday, thinking about the weekend. Okay, so today would be the perfect day to select everything. This today would be the perfect day to plan ahead for the following week. So that is something that I value is planning. You hear me talk about planning all the time. Oh, I forgot, if you right click stuff, you have shortcuts that are there and available as well. So planning is not just a thing, it is thebomb.com. I can also adjust the transparency, opacity, whatever you want to call it. If I want to see more of the thing behind, I can do that. I'm going to, instead of changing the font size over here, I can change the font size over here. And then this little drag cross thing over here. Okay, so that gives you multiple options. Yes, I went beyond the barrier. I know. So plan ahead for the following week. I can call this my planning tip. We're gonna make this a little bit smaller because I want it on one line. That's a thing, yes. And then I want to adjust it so that it's centered in the blue box. So that's my blue for my branding. So plan ahead for the following week. Oh. Come on, let's be clear, Shana. On Friday. And then I can say you'll have a stress-free weekend as a result, period. Okay, so that's my little tip. I'm going to adjust my white box. That's kind of light at the moment, but I'm going to adjust it. And there it is. Boom. We're going to move you over and we're going to decrease your size just a wee bit. And then I'm going to break it up, okay? So that's something. Oh, if I want to, let's just say I don't want it all in one box. So I'm gonna cut it out. I can duplicate this. These are some shortcuts, guys. Select all of that. And then there we go. So now they're in 2 separate boxes. So I can play with them as I want. Right? Because maybe let's say I want to make that one centered instead, and maybe I want to drop it to normal type of sentence. Yes, there we go. Okay, there we go. So little tips like that make customizing these templates into whatever you want it to be for however you're utilizing it. Very, very simple. All I gotta do is just come right back in to this particular one and then change things around. So simple. Do I have Canva Pro? I usually do. Well, I didn't realize that I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and later on reactivate my Pro. Yeah. I love Pro. So here's reasons why I love Pro. Under photos, I showed you using my particular photo. But under photos, they have millions of images within your stock library. Not only that, this more button down here, I'm gonna tell you guys, this thing is amazing. Pixabay is one of my favorite websites to utilize for free stock photos, really good quality stock photos. So now you have the ability within Canva to access these things. Within Canva, I can access pixels, Pixabay, embeds, emojis, Google Maps, so much. It's fantastic. Some of these I haven't even explored fully with because there's so many great things that they're constantly adding. And there's other wonderful integrations that they're continually incorporating into Canva. Okay. So yes, I love Pro. If you do not see yourself utilizing a lot of paid stock photos, so there's some that you have to pay for regardless, right? And there's that dollar sign. This image can be purchased for only $1. All their images are $1, okay? But let's just say, oh, here, Pro, get this image and millions more with Canva Pro or pay $1. So you automatically get access to not just the free images, but your library will double or quadruple, whatever, to include a lot more images. So let's just say I want to change the background. Bam, look at that. I just changed the background on that. Ooh, when I tell you, that's a really cool, man, I like that. Ooh, that's super cool. Huh. So as you, sorry, this is my little nerd moment. Oh, I love this image with all this layout. It's fantastic. So yes, you can do a lot more with Pro. You can utilize the folders and you can create millions of folders. I'm not showing my folders because I need to reactivate my account, but I have tons of folders that I utilize to keep everything organized. You can now like things, and now they keep track of everything that you've purchased. Because in the past, years ago with Canva, you purchased something, and if you didn't download it properly, you'd have to go back and purchase it later after 24 hours. Super annoying. So there are going to be elements, photos that are going to be free, paid, and included in Pro. There's 3 different ways that you can access stuff within theirs. So it is fantastic. So yes, that's how I use it. Good to know. So everything you're doing today is without Pro. Yes, everything I did today was without Pro. All the free stuff. And clearly, as you can tell, it looks amazing. I love this image. It's free. This border is free. Everything is free. Okay. I like the fact that Canva seems so easy and not so complicated with clutter. Amen. That's why I'm a Canva girl, because you're able to create things that are going to be extremely visually appealing. Because we're talking about stories, a whole lot of busted stories out there. There are a whole lot of nice stories out there. There are a whole lot of simple stories. There's different types of stories. But once again, keep in mind, when people are scrolling, seeing a lot of information, they're seeing a lot of images, you want yours to stand out. And yes, beautiful image. I know, man, I like it. I'm gonna leave it right there. Oh, how can is it still there? Okay, great. So in these 3 little buttons right here in the upper right-hand corner of every image, if I click on it, it tells me more about the image. Okay, photo of Rocky Mountains. Who uploaded it? Is it free? Is it part of the Pro? Is it paid only? Okay. If I hit add to likes, it saves it to my library, so I won't lose it. And then let's just say I want more Rocky Mountain pictures. I can click on that keyword. Let me tell y'all how amazing Canva is. I can click on that keyword and then voila, I have all the images within Canva that utilize that keyword, okay? And then as I said before, in the right-hand corner in the bottom, it tells you, is it free, is it paid, and or is it part of Pro? Once you get to the point where, never mind, I was gonna say that, but typically, once you get to the point where all you see is dollar signs, that's pretty much the section of the library that's all paid content. They typically put the free content first, and then kind of mix it in with the free and Pro content, and then they say typically. But as you see, there was a couple of free ones kind of mixed in. But that's usually how that goes. So you can kind of see what is available to you. They give you suggestions as well as other suggested keywords within your search. If you go back to the main photos, they have suggested ones up here as well. They also have trending photos. So earlier this month, with it being Women's Month, and people were a little more focused on that before Corona took over the world, they had a lot of International Women's Day, a lot of Women's Day things, right? And major holidays that have a lot of suggested images, elements all around it. Right now, we're in Corona mode. So in the element section, as you saw earlier, they have coronavirus suggested things. So if you want to keep people informed and have really great stickers, images, graphics, music, all of that, they have it. So that's it, guys. Any other questions? Let me switch back over. Switch back over to my face really quick. If not any other questions, definitely continue to feel free to send me a DM. I'm available to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I just love social media. That's why I love what I do. Definitely feel free to hit me up there. I am actually about to go live. I go live every Friday. I have my tripod right here. I go live every Friday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. It's called my campfire because I do crisscross applesauce on the floor. It's really, really comfortable, and it's meant to be a very relaxed conversation. So we'll recap on the week and then diving into the particular topic of the day. And this week I have been talking all about stories. Part of it is because this month, the theme within the Done For You membership was stories. So we were talking so much about it and members had questions. I wanted to be able to extend the same opportunity to the rest of everybody to get some of their questions answered. So why not do this? And I'm really excited about being able to walk through all of this. So if not any more questions, it is 2:24, which means in 6 minutes, I will be live on Instagram. So I'm gonna go ahead and prepare to transition over there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. I am so glad that I did these two this week. I am probably, remember I said probably, that's a strong yes. So we're just gonna say yes. I will be doing some more free coronavirus workshops throughout this quarantine period. I want everyone to continue to stay engaged when learning and to stay in that mindset of how can I continually reach my audience better so that I can continue to bring in leads for my brand. Or I can increase my awareness for my brand. Maybe if you're not trying to bring in more clientele at the moment, maybe it's brand awareness. Maybe it's just building a stronger audience that is more loyal and that's more engaged. Maybe it's getting more referrals. So reactivating people that have worked with you in the past. You may have whatever objective it is. You may have different objectives, one objective. However, I want you to utilize this time, if you do have the time, to learn and grow and to develop skills that that are not limited to the experts alone. These are things that anyone can do. No matter if you have someone managing your social media or not, you can still show up on stories effectively. So that's it, folks. It's 2:25, and I hope you guys have a great Friday. But join me on live. Log off here and log on to Instagram. Can't wait to engage more with you guys. So thanks guys for joining. And for those who will be watching the replay, thank you so much for watching this. If you do have any questions, you can always find me at Magnolia Heart C, right? At Magnolia Heart C on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and LinkedIn is a little bit different, right? But still, find me on the Big Four. I am here for you. Bye.